When designing the show house for the Princess Margaret Cancer Center Welcome Home Lottery, it looks quite imposing from the outside. It's a very long house on the street and very grand. But we didn't want, when you walk in, to have that typical massive foyer. We wanted it to be a little more intimate. So you walk into a small foyer that's all glass and you look straight into this sunken living room and out to the garden. And that's what I love. I love houses where you can see through from room to room, where you can see from front to back. And that really is this house. It really integrates all the rooms together. So when you're entertaining, it's great because no one feels sort of left out. Now, I like different heights, so I like different height ceilings, and what we did in the living room was we sunk it down a few steps, and that gives that room its own identity also and defines it from the main foyer. Now, we paneled that room in a traditional way, but we painted everything the same color, so the baseboard, the panel molding, the crown molding, and that gives, I think, a little more contemporariness to paneled rooms. But you'll see the mixture of furniture because it's one big great room, so it's the dining room and the living room. So we have 3 zones in there, and we did that through seating. I think when it comes to design trends, what's subtle, but we're seeing people become more comfortable with, is mixing metals. And you see it in the living room. You see the chandelier is brass and a coffee table's chrome and another one is nickel. And I think when you create spaces that are eclectic, those are the spaces that last the longest. The family room really is a room that's got a lot of positive reaction, I think because so much of the color is really quite dramatic, and we use this sort of deep blue turquoise grasscloth. And one of the things you'll notice about this room is you walk through the room to get to the kitchen. And how we defined it is the seating area is on the carpet. So you're walking along this beautiful hardwood herringbone floor, and it almost defines that passageway without cutting the room in half. The layout is very informal with the sectional and the mid-century chairs, great art, and then we have that fabulous fireplace. So when you're in the family room and you look at the fireplace, you see right through it to the outside. And I think that's a really great quality for the family room and for the courtyard, but there's nothing better in our climate than having a fireplace outside. The kitchen is a great space, and I love it because it's so bright. We did a series of French doors that face the courtyard and then floor-to-ceiling windows that face the pool. A beautiful tiled backsplash, and it has a handmade quality to it in the grace. And for the hood, I covered that in tile also, and I love that detail. The cabinetry is painted a soft gray, and then the island has a beadboard effect on it, but it doesn't feel like an overly traditional kitchen. It has a modern quality to it through the materials and color. And then for the table and chairs, instead of the traditional table and chairs, we did a curved banquette in the corner with that oval contemporary table and chairs. So there's a lot of areas to sort of entertain and work and sit at. At one end of the kitchen, we have that almost industrial-looking window where we frosted it with the black mullions, and behind it is this tremendous pantry, and that's something that everybody wants. So we did areas that are hidden and areas that are exposed. I like an open kitchen. I mean, it takes a little effort, but have fun with it. You have to be neat, but it's not that difficult. So when we're on the main floor, you see different heights of rooms, and the library is the most dramatic. It's dark and it's 2 stories high, and what makes that room intimate is the color. Because we did a dark color and we did texture, it's a very cozy space. Also, the chaise lounge and the chair and the desk in a different position makes it a little more informal, and I think it's a room that can be used for work, entertaining, lying down and just reading a book. I think there are elements in so many rooms that I love. You know, I love the window, that niche in the kitchen, and I love the color of the family room, and I love the screen in the living room. There's no favorite, I love it all.